Hello, buddy. Welcome back. Today we're doing another coaching session for League of Legends. I'm the Strategy Professor. We're going to be looking at a Gold 1 Nami game. I believe it's Gold 1, right? Yes, a Gold 1 Nami game. So get ready. If you've been waiting for some Nami action, we've got some for you here. So special thanks to Vito. I really appreciate the generous donation, and hopefully we can help you out here, friend. So we're going to start off with an op.gg review for about the first 5 or 10 minutes, just really quickly, just looking over some stuff on the op.gg in terms of warding, itemization, runes, masteries, all of that. Talk about some potential areas for optimization, and then we're going to go through, just really quickly talk about the pregame, like how I think the game might turn out and sort of what to expect. I haven't watched it yet as it unfolds, and then as the game goes, I'll take physical notes, and then we'll bring it all together at the end and sort of a post-game recap about the top 5 things or so that Vito could do to improve his game here. If you would like a coaching session of your own, it's just $20. Email me at thestrategyprofessor@gmail.com if you want to set that up. If you want to watch more coaching sessions, I have the playlist linked here as well. If you would like to check out some of my champion guides, you can find those there. And if you want to become a member of the channel, you can click here to get more information about that. It's just $5 a month, less than $0.25 a day. You get all kinds of cool benefits in addition to supporting the channel that I hope you really enjoy. There's not a lot of support content out there. There's not a lot of deep analytical content out there. So, you know, if you like that kind of stuff, then try to support it. I think that's great. Obviously, I don't do it just for the money, but it certainly does help. But this is something that I created a couple of months ago to try to mirror Twitch subscriptions, but I tried to make it in such a way where you get more rewards for supporting the channel. So one of those rewards, if you're thinking of getting a coaching session, it's usually $20, but if you're a member, then it's 10% off. So it would only be $18. So really your first month's membership would only be $3 instead of $5. So, you know, if you're thinking of getting a coaching session anyways, you might as well become a member and take advantage of that discount. You also get access to the member-only Discord, which means that we keep it nice and clean, troll-free, great, wonderful environment with supportive, friendly, very chill people. People talk about League all the time in there and just sort of, you know, how it's going for them. But then they also talk about their pets. They share stories from their lives. They share funny jokes they found places and memes and things like that. So it's a very lively, fun, active community on the Discord. And then we all get together on Tuesday nights and we play just fun, normal games. You get to play with me on Tuesday and all the other members out there. And we just try out some different stuff, have a good time, help build the community up. And you also get to vote on champions that you want to see me play on Tuesday and throughout the week. So if you have a very favorite support that you really like to see me play, and I don't get to play that often in ranked, you can vote on it there. And usually I get through most of the things that people vote on. I start with the most votes, obviously, and work my way down. But you get a little bit more say in the kinds of supports that I play in normal games for fun. And then eventually, if you want to see some Warhammer episodes, then that's up for grabs too if you're a member. But I think it's a really good deal. If you're interested in that, you just click on this. It's the PayPal link. And all it is just $5 a month. Like I said, there's no sign-up fee. There's no registration. There's no contracts, nothing. You just say, for as long as you want to pay $5 a month, you get these benefits. Anytime you want to leave, you need the money for something or whatever, you can just leave anytime you want. If you have any questions about the membership system, if it sounds interesting, but you just want to know a bit more, you can email me, thestrategyprofessor@gmail.com. Okay, let's go ahead and get in here. That's enough preamble. All right, so overall, op.gg looks pretty good. You want to try to get 1 control ward on average every 5 minutes and 1 normal ward per minute on average. So it's a 31-minute game, so you have 7 control wards. That's great. That's more than 1 per 5. And then you're placing only 15 normal wards, though. So I would say, you know, your control ward usage is excellent, but maybe step up the normal wards a little bit there. See if you can potentially even double that. See, the Lulu over here is really good on the normal ward. She got 31 down, but she only got 3 control wards. So you want to aim for that number there, that 31 that she has, but still keep your number of control wards. So excellent control wards. Just work on the normal wards a bit more. I'll give you some tips in the game where you might think about warding a bit more. You do get your... oh, you do get the Sightstone pretty late. Okay, so you rushed Ardent first before, which has become pretty popular. We'll see how the game's going. In general, I'm not a huge fan of that, and the reason is you give up so much vision early, particularly against someone like a Rammus that could be extremely dangerous. It does get Vayne ahead early if you guys are just crushing them in lane. If you do want to go that route, if you want to rush Ardent Censer and just go for complete lane domination, I would definitely go for Ignite Thunderlords, which we'll talk about here in a second. But it's interesting, but that is going to crush your vision score. It's going to make it a lot harder to control Dragon, and especially against a very gank-heavy early-game jungler like Rammus. That's going to be pretty rough, and it's going to be pretty rough to keep track of where their wards are as well, so you're not going to be able to track as easily where Darius could teleport from. So that is a little bit of a concern. But the Ardent Censer, of course, is very powerful once you complete it early. So we'll see how the game goes. It's definitely a viable build at higher elos. You might even see some pro games where they rush it, but they have a much higher level of communication and understanding about game flow, like jungle timings and things like that, a lot more so than gold or even platinum or even low diamond is going to have. And that's why I think that just going for the safe route and getting those wards first and then getting the Ardent Censer after that is a little bit better. Because I think if you're going to delay something by 5 minutes, whether it's wards or Ardent, I would delay Ardent over wards, but we'll see how it goes. So I recommend the following runes for Nami: 9 armor, 9 HP, 9 AP, and 3 AP, or 9 AP blues and 3 AP quints. The reason for this will give you sort of a really good AP starting point, 24 AP, and then gives you nice health and nice armor. So great balance. You can go penetration reds if you want to get really aggressive, which you could in this lane because they don't have a heal. But I think armor just scales a bit later, or a bit better as the game unfolds, and lets you take some auto attacks back without having to worry about it too much. Health yellows are just the most efficient defensive slot in yellows. If you don't have health, you can run armor instead. So yeah, that's fine. You don't have to spend all the IP or whatever on runes. The armor's fine. It's a lot cheaper alternative to health. You don't really need the mana regen. It is nice to have on Nami, but you kind of keep in mind, like, the relative cost of that is so cheap. Like, one Fairy Charm that you can get for 125 gold, which you will get early on, since you're building into Ardent. One Fairy Charm for 125 gold on Nami is going to give you 4 mana per 5, because it's 25% of her base 12. She has 11.5, and it goes up per level, so it's going to be 12 by the time you get a Fairy Charm. This only gives you 0.33, so you're only going to get 1.32 off of this. So that's like a third of what one Fairy Charm is going to give. So this is basically like 40 gold worth of runes here for these. That's really virtually nothing. And that's why I really don't recommend getting mana runes, because they're so cheap to just buy a Fairy Charm, and it's going to give you so much more mana regen, especially if you're going coin early on with all of the blue coins and stuff. It's just not worth it. I could see maybe going Magic Resist here if you're a little scared that Lulu's going to fight you back pretty well early on, although you have a heal and she doesn't. So I would just go for the throat and go for AP here. By contrast, for these 4, you could get about, not quite 4 AP, but you could get like maybe 3.5 or so. And so the gold value on the mana regen was, what I say, like 1/3 of a Fairy Charm, which is like, what, 40... like 41 and change gold value, whereas on AP, each point of AP is 21.75 gold. So, even if you just round it off at 3 AP, I think it's 3 and some change AP, would be what 4 blues would give you. You're still going to get somewhere in the neighborhood of, like 65 gold worth of value. So this is going to be, like 50% or more value if you put that in the blues, and the AP is going to scale much better than this as the game unfolds. So just AP is all around far better. Magic Resist is pretty good, like I said, but mana regen is just really not worth it. In terms of attack damage, you're going to do a little bit of attack damage early on, but it's a stat that doesn't scale at all because you don't have any AD ratios on any of your abilities. You're not going to be getting critical strike or attack speed or lethality or anything else to scale with the AD. So it's really not worth it on Nami early on to have that extra 3 attack damage. I'd much rather see you, and the same thing with penetration. You do get some more damage early. It does help early on with aggression, but you're using your quints to sort of balance that out. So you're giving up 10 ability power effectively so that you can get your armor here rather than here. And I would just rather have 10 ability power than this stuff. Like, this is going to give you basically 8.5 armor, which is, pretty close to what the Reds, I think the Reds give you like 9, maybe like 9.1 armor. I can't remember the exact number on the Reds. But it gives you somewhere in the neighborhood of 9 armor. So that's roughly equivalent to the Quints here. So I would just rather have 10 ability power than this stuff, which is going to give you, this is going to give you like 5 penetration and 3 attack damage. Because the ability power not only gives you early game aggression, but it also scales later to give you like bigger heals. And that also, like, the AP applies to your base heal, and then that gets amplified by the plus healing and shielding later on. So that actually does scale with an important stat that you're going to get, the plus healing and shielding. Whereas none of this stuff is going to scale, you know, multiplicatively with anything that you have. So I would just streamline it, just go all armor Reds. That'll free you up to go all AP ability or all ability power Quints, and then you could get the armor, that's fine, or HP. And then either all magic resist here or all ability power here. Either one's fine. I would recommend the ability power, though. Because once again, that's defense and offense. It's aggressive early, and then it scales later with your abilities. And it scales additionally with the plus healing and shielding. Okay. As far as your skills go, I really like that. Maxing W, E, perfect. Wind Speakers is what I would typically get here, too. Although, as I said, in this particular situation, you might consider going Thunderlords instead and running Ignite. And the reason I say that is they don't have a heal with Lulu in the lane, so you should be able to bully them out pretty hard. And they don't have a melee threat. You got to remember with Exhaust, a lot of times you're not going to be able to get to this Ziggs. He's going to be too far back for you to exhaust him. You might be able to exhaust Sivir, but there's a decent chance she's going to be really far back too, dealing with Poppy when Poppy dives her. So... and she can spell shield it potentially. So there's not really, and neither one of them is like massive damage threat. You know, it's not like it's an Akali or a LeBlanc or something like that, right? Or a Kassadin. So they deal some pretty good damage if they get ahead. But in general, I would only take Exhaust if they have a melee threat that you're afraid might snowball and you really need to stop them in the mid to late game. You need an insurance policy. But they don't have that. So I would just go like all out aggression here. I would just go Thunderlords, Ignite, and, you know, maybe there's an argument if you're doing that anyways, you might as well just go all penetration Reds. Maybe. So be it. You know, I think all penetration Reds might be okay if you want to go full on aggression. But I think armor is a little bit of a better balance because that would just leave you with a little too vulnerable for my taste. But if you want to go all out, you could even go all pen Reds if you want to. But I would definitely consider going Thunderlords, Ignite, because if you land a bubble, especially if it's near a wall, if you land a bubble and then proc a Thunderlords on them, Vayne knocks them into the wall and you ignite them, they're probably going to die, or they're going to have to use a lot of summoners. So I would consider going aggressive with it. There's nothing wrong with Exhaust, you know, Wind Speakers. I just think you're wasting a little bit of potential in the early game for not too much payout in the later game because you're not going to need that insurance policy as much. Most of the time, you might just be exhausting like Darius or... Rammus. And I'm pretty sure Exhaust doesn't reduce Darius' true damage on his ult, which is his main threat. And then Rammus, of course, is not going to do that much at all. Because Rammus is mostly there just to crowd control people. Okay, so yeah, I talked about all that here. And I think a good build order would be Oasis, Ardent, Athene's Redemption. You get the Redemption before you get Athene's. That's fine. That helps you out in your team fight a little bit more, but it's going to make your overall heals a little bit weaker. But... that's okay. I'm cool with that. I think that's a decent build. I would just definitely go for these 3 items, and it looks like that's what you're going for. Because each one of them scales like with each other, and they all want more items to be better. So Redemption gets better when you get the extra... I guess Redemption gets better immediately once you finish the Ardent, and then Athene's after that scales off of the mana regeneration on both of them. So I guess that does get your scaling in order a little bit faster if you get the Redemption. Just my thing with Redemption is it's very volatile, right? So if they run out of your redemption, if they don't get healed from it, your teammates, then it's virtually worthless, right? So it can miss. They can run out of it. They can not pay attention. You could accidentally miss it. You could forget to press it. Like there are a lot of... it could just be on cooldown and they re-engage you before it comes off cooldown. There are a lot of variables that could come into play to mess up redemption and make it a lot less effective. The thing about Athene's is it is always effective. You can't mess that up. It always just works. If you're just doing what you normally do in a fight, you're just auto-attacking, you're hitting people, you're using your heal on cooldown, all that stuff, it's just going to work. It's just going to heal people for the extra. It's going to give you AP for bigger heals, you know, more damage, more healing. And it just gives you all that other good stuff. It has more defensive... Well, I guess it's about the same defensive stats, because it has magic resist on it, but it doesn't have the health. They both have the cooldown. But I think Athene's is just a lot more reliable. There's just less opportunities for both you or your allies to goof it up one way or another. And so that's why I usually like Athene's. But Redemption, in the best case scenario, you hit 2 or 3 people in a team fight and heal them for a ton, it's going to be far stronger. So it's just more unstable, it's more volatile, but the payout's a little bit higher. So both of them are fine, though. You definitely want both of them. It's just, and you want to go Ardent first. It's just a question of which one you want to go before the other. And I say Athene's if you think you're going to, or Redemption if you think you're going to be team fighting a bit more, and Athene's if you just want that consistency, if you think you're going to be running around and there's going to be a lot more smaller scale skirmishes, and you just want that reliability, make sure that people don't run out of it, then maybe get Athene's earlier. Okay. Pre-game, you have a strong advantage early that I talked about. Try to pressure as much as you can because they don't have a heal. But beware of Rammus ganks until you get vision on him. Be sure to knock out blast plants whenever you can to stop some of Rammus's gank paths. And then you should be able to win the late game. They have a pretty low damage comp overall as long as Ziggs doesn't get super fed. I think everyone else can be dealt with. So your Vayne's going to scale a lot harder than the Sivir in terms of raw damage. Orianna, in most cases, is going to scale harder than Ziggs. Poppy's going to outscale Darius. Shaco's kind of a weird duck. Like, he can split push and do some very useful things, but he's probably going to get out-muscled by Rammus later on. So, you guys don't have it. It's not like a 100% lock late game, but I would favor you in the late game. And so, you don't have to feel rushed to take any major risks in the early game. Okay, let's go ahead and get in here. Hopefully that wasn't too long. About 16-minute preamble. A little bit longer than I'd like, but I think we covered some useful info there. All right, let's get rolling. They might invade. People like to invade Shaco. They don't have a very good invade comp, but people just like to mess up his boxes because they know that he really needs those for his clear. So... Okay, they did ward the blue bush, the blue brush, Shaco's blue, so they're gonna know where he is. No one pinged that though, so be sure to ping that. Like, you should have seen them ward that, just to let Shaco know that it's dangerous. If he goes up there, they're gonna know where he is. So be sure to communicate that to him. Okay, he's doing a cheese middle. Okay, he got both summoners, though. That's good. Right, he's setting up for bottom. It's a really weird path. He's pretty far behind the other jungler now, but he did get the summoners. Yeah, back up. You guys, they're level 2. Like, you are the advantaged lane, but not when you're down a level like that. So you gotta back up when you're down levels. You gotta respect it. 'Cause, like... Going from level 1 to level 2 is the biggest power spike in the whole game. If you think of how many extra stats they get. Depending on the character, they're going to get around 100 HP when they start off with a base of like, 550 to 650 depending on their items. So, they're getting like, 17% more HP. They're getting just all of these extra stats across the board. They're getting an extra ability. So now they have twice as many abilities as you have. So that, in many ways, that's the most dangerous time in the game. Is when they hit level 2 before you. That's why a lot of higher level players will deliberately try to go for kills like immediately when they hit level 2, when the other person's like 1 CS away from it. Because it gets people so much. Okay, good, there's a kill top lane. So don't fall into that trap. A good sort of trick to help you figure out who's going to hit level 2 first. Level 2 in bot lane, at least as of right now, unless they change the experience in the preseason, assuming everybody gets all of the experience in the lane, it's whenever the 3 melee minions go down on the second wave. So once the first wave is cleared, whoever kills all 3 of those melee minions first is going to hit level 2 first. Okay? So you're going to be sitting there watching that. So let me go ahead. I'll just rewind it really quickly, then we'll fast forward back to where we are. To where they pop level 2. Now, they didn't go as aggressive as they could have there. Skip it back here a little bit. Then we'll rewind it back through. Okay. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. Okay. So here's level 1. I'll tell you how you should be positioning. Okay, so she's pushing right now with her W, so that means that there's a really good probability they're going to hit it first. Because all of these minions are still full health, and this wave is completely gone. So y'all are behind on the push now. So so you should be thinking in your mind, okay, I'm going to have to back up, like, very soon. Because once she kills these 3 minions, she's going to pop level 2. You guys have to kill these 3, but theirs are a lot lower. They just have to kill 1 more, and you have to kill these 3. Boom, they got it, okay? So now you need to run. Because as soon as they hit it, like, if Lulu was right there and she went really hardcore on you, she has Ignite. If she wouldn't have been screwing around back here, she would have been right in your face, like, right when that happened, and then EQ, you know, auto you. Does she have Thunderlords? I can't tell what her keystone is. But, can I click on her? I can't tell, but if she had Thunderlords, or even if she didn't, if she just, like, EQs you right there and then just ignites you, she's gonna, at a minimum, force you to flash. Okay, so we'll speed this up. Here, and I'm just gonna write down, be careful about level 2. All in. So yeah, you do have the advantage overall, but not at level 2. Lulu still does a lot of damage before you get more points in your heal, especially because she's running Ignite and you're not. So yeah, so word of the wise, if Lulu would have been on it, she could have either killed you or forced summoners. And then you can use that to your advantage too. If you're playing an aggressive lane like Nami, potentially, and you have Ignite, then you can walk up, and as soon as you hit level 2, try to hit them with a bubble. Or just slow them down with your E and tell your AD carry to go all in some matchups. Okay, kills are even top lane. What did... Okay. So both people have Doran's Blades. Vayne should have taken Doran's Shield here. Yeah, they caught you off there. Caught you out. Okay, yeah, you don't want to fight here, and the reason is they have more minions than you. It's the same amount, but theirs are a lot healthier, and minions do a ton of damage. Also, you're at 50% health, and they're at full. So Nami does do a lot of damage, but what you want to do with Nami is you just want to go for short trades. So you just want to auto-attack, W, auto-attack. That needs to be your bread and butter. If you run Thunderlords, then you would get a Thunderlords proc on them every time you do that. But even without Thunderlords, just auto, W, auto, run away. Okay, you don't want to stick around for big fights, because when your W's on cooldown, then you're really not doing a lot. And don't go for bubbles, especially because Vayne's back here farming. She's pushed back. She's not close to you right now. You really don't want to go for big all-in trades. Like, going for bubble all-in kills is really only if you have a major advantage. So you wear them down. You know, you throw a couple of jabs in there, like as a boxing metaphor, I guess. I'm not a boxer, but you throw a couple of jabs in there, just kind of wear them down a little bit, get them to maybe like half health, a third health, and then you start trying to go for those haymakers. Then you go for those knockout punches. Then you can try to land the bubbles. But right now, it's just too risky. Try to go for those bubbles when you're that low and when your W's on cooldown. Yeah, so you're just stepping a little too far forward when you're polymorphed. You need to play back near the line where Vayne is and just poke your head in and out and just throw some W's down. You'll probably have to try to work Lulu because Sivir's going to spell shield it unless you can bait her. Sometimes if you throw an auto attack at Sivir, it'll bait her. Or you can do empowered ease and just auto attack her. Alternatively, like I said, you could just work the Lulu. Both of these AD carries should have gotten Doran's Shield because both Lulu and Nami poke pretty hard, but... Alright, what'd you get? Okay, upgraded gold item, that's good. Okay, so I'm gonna say, go for small trades. Auto, W, auto. Okay. Alright, speed them up here. Okay. Pretty good wards. Alright, Alright, Shaco's here, so you can be a little bit more aggressive. If Rammus shows up, you guys can probably still beat him. Yeah, there's Rammus. Turn around, get the Rammus, get the Rammus, get the Rammus. Okay, you exhausted Sivir. That's okay, run. Okay, run. Okay, good bubble, good bubble. Yeah, hit him. Now you can get him. Okay, good. Good. That was a good bubble. Good. Yeah, right there, I would have probably exhausted the Rammus instead of the Sivir. He's going to do a lot more damage this early in the game. I know I said Rammus is not going to do a lot, but that's kind of later. Early on, he does do quite a bit. And Sivir's pretty much out of that. Like, she's run out. She's running from Shaco. Yeah, she should have pushed this in. That's really, really bad time to back. This is going to give them an extra... Oh, that's a really cool skin. I haven't seen that one before. That's going to give them like an extra 10 seconds on this wave. So she's probably going to get back in time to catch this. She's probably only going to miss like maybe 5 instead of like 7 to 10. Yeah, Lulu's back in time to get a lot of it experience-wise. So yeah, you were doing the right thing trying to push in, but even if Vayne backs there, because Rammus is dead, I would still just push it all the way in. Just yourself if you have to. Yeah, Vayne could have had... I mean, she is up in CS, but she could have been up another, like, 5 or so. You need to ping her back. If Rammus shows up right now, she's dead. Okay. Yeah, run. Oh my god. Dude, what? Does she have, like, 50 AP? Yeah, put an E on her. You have E? Okay, good. Let me watch how that went down again really quickly. Okay, so first of all, you need to ping her back. So when she is up here like this and you're behind, let them know. Just like ping her back or ping cautious and like question mark over here and then ping Rammus. Like ping the portrait of Rammus, go into the tab menu and actually ping Rammus so it shows up in the chat so that she knows why you're saying be cautious. Dang, they just melt you. Yeah, you got to stay behind the Vayne because they're like in one-shot territory. So you eat yourself to run away is what happened there. Which is legit, just kind of panic, press a lot of buttons. I get that. Yeah, try to throw an E on her once that comes off cooldown. I can't tell how long you had on it. Sometimes the cooldowns are hard to tell in the screen. But yeah, anytime Vayne's running people down, just go ahead and E her. How's she looking? Okay, BF to BF. Okay, good news, good news. Good job, good job. I would just say, if Vayne's like in there wanting to fight, you need to play behind Vayne. Because Nami has such big ranges. Because you can use your W on the Vayne, it'll still bounce to them. And I think your W range is like 800 or 900. And so it has a ton of reach. And her E is like 1,000 range or something. I don't know the exact ranges off the top of my head, but it's really, really far ranges. So you should be able to play, like, if she's right here playing around like that, you should be able to be, like, right here casting stuff on her. And then bubbling from a distance to help peel. So, yeah, you shouldn't ever walk up onto the front line like that. She's going to be a lot tougher than you right now. Yeah, she has 200 more HP. Because she's got a Doran's Blade, and she's just going to be a higher level and all that good stuff, so... y'all need to be careful of Rammus. You need to leave. You need to leave. You don't have enough words for Rammus. You gotta remember, Rammus has such a long engage range. Like, he can even run up the lane. So he could run over here, he could run up the lane, he could blast plant over this and, like, roll in. Like, if you can consistently hit him with bubbles... I mean, Vayne does have the knockback, the condemn, which is very good to get him out of it. So I guess you could be a bit more aggressive if you trust the Vayne to condemn, but... Shaco is playing on the bot side of the map a lot, which is good. It's making sure Rammus can't get Dragon, and he can't really gank that effectively. So, you know, I guess in this situation, it's okay to rush Ardent, because you're getting a lot of help from Shaco. You're getting a lot of counter gank support to keep Rammus off of you. Okay, he's top lane. Y'all need to go get Dragon right now. Dragon, dragon, dragon. Ping it. Ping, 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 ping. Get dragon. Rammus is up there. Ping dragon. Everybody dogpile dragon right now. Dragon, dragon, dragon. Yeah. Okay. So that took a bit longer than it should. You guys should have been on it instantly. Sivir's just going to run. You might be able to get Lulu. Nah, it's a waste of time. Yeah, y'all should have just gotten the dragon. They're not going to come up here and fight you for it. If they do, whatever. It's 4v2. You had Ori in position too. So like in the best case scenario, they would be split up with Ziggs like right here. And then Sivir, Lulu right here. And you have 4 people right here on this dragon. So it's... Dragon's a grand slam there. I wouldn't get baited by those kills. Yeah, just run, just run. They got it. They got it. Just run. Okay, good. Step back in. Ziggs is missing. Watch out for a Ziggs ult. Here it is. Okay, good. Okay, yeah, push this in, push this in. Use like a bubble, whatever, to push this in. Rammus might come rolling up, which is a little concerning, but just whatever. I would say just get this out of here. Get him up. Hurry up, though. Hurry up, hurry up. Either auto-attack it or just run. Like one or the other. Don't. It's a mana coin. Who cares? Okay. Whew. I mean, Rammus could be on the way right now, so that's why I'm saying, like, you either need to auto-attack it and just clear it. You know he's there. He just hit the brush stuff. The dust. So yeah, you got to expect Rammus is going to be there soon. So he didn't, fortunately, come in and clean y'all up, but need to either go all in and push that hardcore or just leave it and run. You can't dilly, like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. You can't mess around. Especially for like a blue coin or something. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but that's like an extra few seconds to go over here, grab this coin, and then back. And that gives him 3 more seconds to show up and kill you. For maybe a gold coin, okay, but not a blue coin. Come on. I know it's not a huge deal, but it could be. It really could be. Because if he kills you right there, if they kill both of you, he can drop his ultimate and take this tower really quickly with a huge wave. Okay, let me pause this real quick. Okay, so let's say shot call for drag faster, and then position further back. That was from earlier on the tri-bush. But that's just good advice in general. For Nami and for a lot of other enchanters, is you really don't want to be up where anyone can hit you unless you have to be. Most of the time you want to default to playing very, very far back. Okay. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, good ult. Good, throw a bubble if you can. Whatever you have. Yeah, there you go. This is how you should be positioning all the time. Like, just pretend you're at this amount of HP the entire time, and that's perfect. Just pretend you're always at 200 HP. Because that was, like, perfect positioning after they almost killed you in one shot. That's what you want to be doing. It's just like poking your head in and out, using max range on your spells. If something is like super safe, maybe throw an auto attack in there. But yeah, just staying really, really far back and casting your spells. That's perfect. So just watch what happened in that last 15 seconds there after you almost got killed. That's how you want to be positioning every time. So yeah, once again, Shaco's down here. Shaco is hooking it up. He's making your life a lot easier down here for sure. Because they're really trying to get you, like bush camping, Rammus coming down. He's making it tough. Okay, so just taking really quick. You need to ping her back. Get her out of there. Rammus could come rolling up. And a big thing about climbing, especially once you start, you know, you're working your way into platinum, you want to make sure that you are the shot caller. You are the leader. Do not let your team try to figure out what they want to do. You need to tell them what to do in a polite way. That's what leadership's all about, right? It's about helping people figure out the right decisions in a very motivating way, like motivating and uplifting way. So it's not saying, you know, hey, idiot, back up, you're going to get ganked by Rammus, but just like pinging missing and just saying something like, hold on, I'll be there in 10 seconds. Just hang on for a second, you know, that type of thing, right? Yeah, you're a little too risky there. A little too risky. Once again, you're playing too far forward. Orianna, like, the thing is, Orianna, like, 100% has him right there. She's at full health. Speed this up a little bit. Okay, so the same goes for you as with Vayne, right? When Vayne's not here, you need to back up. Now, you do have Ori helping you out, but just back up. Just run, just run, just run. Okay, so you got them all right here. They're so low. Ori's got them. You hit them with the bubble, your job's done. Just leave. Just run out of the fight. Ori's full health. So yeah, there's no reason to be there, because Ori, like, 100% has him dead. Especially with Vayne coming up as a trailer there. Like, that was really good up until the last, like, 2 seconds where you went back in, right? So going in, I like, you know, you should have backed up off that ward a little faster, at least position on this side of the wall when Sivir was collapsing on you. But you made a good recovery. You got forced out. You turn around. You hit them both with the wave, or you hit them with the ult. You hit them with the double bubble. Excellent. That's what you want. You just leave after the double bubble, and then just let Ori clean them up. Okay, but you did kill them both, so it ended up net positive, but I'm just trying to help you, you know, make the perfect plays. Okay, you need to leave. So this is a problem now. This is a big problem, is that you don't have vision yet. You do have Ardent, which is good, but you don't have vision. And so it's making these potential Rammus ganks really problematic. If you were against, like, another Rammus and you didn't have the Shaco that was down here, like, helping you guys out so much, those Rammus ganks could have been pretty brutal. But Shaco has been helping out, and Vayne's been really far ahead too, so that certainly helps. So this is a place where Ardent Sensor, you know, can be good because Shaco's helping you and Vayne's very far ahead. So you're probably going to be able to do, you know, 3v3s or maybe even 3v2s if Rammus does show up. Now you don't have vision on Dragon though, so yeah, there's Rammus. Don't get caught here. She's probably dead. Just do what you can over this wall. Okay. Bubble. Okay. She might make it out. Go ahead and ult. You have ult? Yeah, I would have ulted him right there. After you bubbled him, I'd just go ahead and ult him. Okay, I mean, that worked out in the end. It did kind of bait him a little bit. It's a little too dicey for my taste. I would have ulted sooner and just got her out of there. No, 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 no. Don't do it, Poppy. Okay. Alright, so your top priority, I think you're going for Sightstone now. I hope you are. You have boots yet? You don't have boots either, so you're giving up on boots and you're giving up on Sightstone early to get that Ardent, which is good, but I mean, it is obviously really good, but Vayne is so far ahead anyways. Like, Ardent or no Ardent, she's still just going to massacre that Sivir right now. Like, the real threat, you have to think, how do they win this game? Right? The only way you're going to win 2v2. The only way they're going to win is if they catch you out bottom, if Rammus, like, ganks you. Basically, that's it. See, and you guys could have had this dragon. How long ago was that when we were calling dragon? You know, that was like more than five. I'm not going to go back and watch the clock, but I feel like it was around like 8 minutes, maybe 7 minutes. So you could have already had a dragon and a half. Like 2 dragons. This could have been your second dragon and potentially well on your way to your third. So you could have had 2 wind dragons by now, which doesn't sound like much because it's just whatever, it's wind dragon, but it helps you rotate between lanes so quickly. So yeah, and when you're ahead, you want to get every dragon as fast as you possibly can, because once you get one dragon, that means you're on your way to getting the next dragon. So it's the dragon snowball. You want to keep those dragons rolling in as fast as you can possibly get them, because the longer you wait on one of them, the longer you're going to be waiting on all of them. So you want to keep that dragon snowball rolling. Yeah, he's gone. Okay, good. Okay, I said get dragons faster, position further back. Yeah, so, you know, I don't think you're going to lose fights because Vayne did, you know, whatever, 100 less damage in a fight, right? Because, you know, she got 6 auto attacks in with Ardent Sensor doing 25 a pop, accounting for armor. She got an extra 100 damage in on, you know, a 1200 damage target or whatever. Yeah, she does get attack speed. Ardent Sensor buff is really good, obviously. It's hard to say, like, get something other than Ardent. But I still don't think that's how you lose the game at this point. I think you lose the game by Rammus roaming and killing you. If you were going to lose, especially the early game, it would have been by that. So do get Ardent, but I think Vision is the #1 way that you don't lose the game. Because they're not going to beat you in a 2v2 whether you have Ardent or not. They're only going to beat you if Rammus makes it an unfair fight. After Vayne gets like 3 kills. And Rammus is so dangerous. Like, if they had something like a Shyvana or, you know, a Master Yi that was behind. You know, just something that's not as likely to gank you. Then maybe you could delay it more, but... Like I said, I know it's really in vogue in high elo to skip the Sightstone and go for the Ardent first, but it's because they have a much higher level of communication, and it's because people don't snowball as hard also. Because that extra 25 on-hit damage means a lot. It still does mean a lot at lower elo, but when you've got a Vayne that's like 7-0 and she's already got Infinity Edge and she's about to get Vork, you know, that 75 on-hit damage doesn't mean as much, and whereas in like pro plays, they're just going to have like maybe a BF sword and a pickaxe at this point, and then Ardent matters a lot more percentage-wise in terms of their overall damage. What is going on over here? Oh, Shaco. Y'all need to get out of this. What's going on? Vayne's out. Okay, yeah. You need to ping them back. No, no, Poppy. What? She's just asking. Let her die, let her die, let her die. Just bubble if you can. Just let her go. She's lost her mind. Okay, so Vayne got Vork. I would have really liked to see Static Shiv instead, but whatever. Vork's okay. At least she got Infinity Edge first. The reason is Bork doesn't scale with Infinity Edge. It doesn't add any extra crit, or it doesn't add a lot of extra AD. She needs to condemn him. Okay. Yeah, Vayne's not really condemning Rammus here. Okay. Y'all need to back up. Go get top or something. I mean, you might be able to siege through Ziggs, but it's gonna be rough. This Poppy's just lost her mind. This just feels like really, yeah, like something really bad's about to happen. Yeah. Oh, what? Okay, I guess Shaco got him. Yeah. Yeah, so y'all just gave him like 4 kills. If they kill him... Oh, they didn't get him. Lulu guessed wrong. Let's say if they killed him, they might be a threat for... Nah, Sivir's dead. They can't do Baron. But still, like... It's very unlikely you're going to get this tower because Ziggs has excellent wave clear. You know that Rammus is just healing up and he can come rolling up anytime he wants. Sivir has really good wave clear. Vayne has really awful wave clear, so the likelihood that you're just going to get that tower, the tier 2 right in front of him, when Ziggs is sitting right there is extremely low. So, you know, the best course of action there is just back up, just leave. And either go finish top tower or just reset, get some more wards, put them in here. Okay, now you've got Ardent. I do like the mobility boots. Okay, yeah. You need to be pinging more, telling them that Dragon's coming up soon. You need to be telling them that like 45 seconds ahead of time. And getting in here and setting up wards. So ward right here, and ward right here for Dragon. The reason these spots are important and get that blast point out of there is to get vision of this whole area. And you want to ward here and not here because this is a very common place where people walk. This is such a small area to look at. You're not going to get enough lead time to know if they're coming or not. This is going to give you like 2 or 3 seconds more lead time before they arrive, so that you can position accordingly. Does Poppy have TP? Okay, Poppy's TP's up. Yeah, it really shouldn't happen. You guys shouldn't be losing dragons like that because you're really far ahead, and you had position on them. It's just strictly like your team wasn't paying attention and no one was shot calling to get that dragon. So now they're gonna get 1, maybe 2 kills. The problem when you're going against Rammus is if he gets ahead, if he gets a couple of kills, then he can just run down and kill everybody else. Now they're probably gonna kill Poppy. Yeah, she takes a while to kill, but they'll get her. Let her go. Let her go. No. Don't. No. She's done. She's clowning. Seiko's suiciding too. Just get out of there before they ace you. God. If they killed Ori, they might have been able to do Baron off of that. Yeah, y'all are teetering on the edge. Why? No. Just leave them. Leave them. Whatever. They die, whatever. You're not dying with them. No. Just don't even get close to him. What if he has flash and he has flash pull? I guess he doesn't have a lot of mana, but still, like... Or if they just Lulu, like, whimsy you. Or whimsy him so that he speeds onto you. Whoa, my god. Alright. Vayne to the rescue. Oh my gosh. It's like clear the cue the circus music. Get vision sooner. I'm gonna say leave goofy allies. That's a polite way to put it, right? People who are making unwise decisions, just let them die. And that's one of the hardest things to do as support because you feel like you always need to help. But especially against someone like a Rammus, it's extremely dangerous to try to go help people because he can run you down and kill you. He's like the master of, like, drowning people. Basically, like, if you try to go save drowning people, he will drown you. He will make sure that that does not happen. You're going down with the ship if Rammus is around, so... Like, that Poppy there doing all that, just let her go. She's dead. Shaco doing all that, he's dead. Just let him go. You made it out of there, but it was close. Okay, so you guys did actually steal that dragon. I didn't notice that, but they did get a lot of kills off of it. And it relied on Shaco jumping over the wall for a really risky steal, when you guys could have just had it clean if you established better vision. Use your ult. Get him out of there. Ult. Yes. You're holding your ults a bit too long in these fights. You're too far forward. Okay, let me break this down for you here. Okay, so what's going on here? Alright. Don't go over there. Okay. Alright, you need to be running. Run. Ult right now, and run. Ping back and ult. That would stop all of them and get Orianna out of there. Okay, it's a 3v5 now. Use the E on her. Ult now. Hit all of them, though, not just Rammus. Ping back. No, y'all are running back into... You are opting into a 3v5 right now. You gotta keep track of how many people have died. Yeah, they're low. I mean, Vayne... No, she's not being a hero today. But... Like, y'all... 2 people are dead. And they're running away. They're cool with it. And then y'all chase them down. Like, ult right here and just say, get out. And y'all go chasing after them. No, it's 3v5. And then you're way too close. Like, if that's going to happen, if y'all for some reason want to chase 3v5, it needs to be Poppy that leads that charge. You can't ever be ahead of your front line this late in the game, because they'll kill you instantly. Like, Sivir can probably almost one-shot you with a crit. So you got 2 crit items. So, yeah. And the problem is, if they cleanly kill all of you right there, like if Sivir doesn't die in that exchange, then they could get Baron. Like, they're so close to being able to get Baron and completely turn this around on you. Ziggs takes towers very quickly, too. Like, for some reason, he's given up on this. He could have easily had this tower. So yeah, don't be on the front line. If someone dies, you need to disengage. So just do not fight. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to say don't engage 4v5s, and definitely don't engage 3v5s. Okay, that was a better ult. It's good. Yeah, let's get out of there. Yeah, just try to help over this wall. Do what you can. You know, try to hit a few more bubbles. I know, it's obvious. I won't waste a lot of time with telling you to hit skill shots. It's just something that just sometimes happens, sometimes it doesn't. No, run, run, run. Here's the thing, like, you're getting too close. Like, you made it right there, but this is something that's happening a lot, where it's like you're out with low health, and then you just want to sneak right back in and just try to get, like, one more auto on them, or just, like, try to hit one more bubble. Just play at max range. You can go back in and, like, get in range to heal your ally at max range, but do not get in auto attack range of them. Stay away from enemies, but you can be kind of close to allies if you're low sometimes, but you cannot be close to enemies. Okay, we all turn that around. I mean, Vayne's just so massive right now that, you know, you just need to be thinking to yourself, okay, if Vayne doesn't die, we win. So just use everything that you possibly have to get this Vayne going. You know, I might even consider going a Mikhail's Crucible here instead of Athene's. And the reason for that is you don't need extra damage, or you don't need anything. Like, all you need is Vayne to be alive. And so the one way, you got to think, once again, how do they win this game? The only way they win this game is if Vayne gets polymorphed or taunted and they kill her. And so having Mikhail's Crucible would let you cleanse off either the polymorph or the taunt. Both of those are pretty brutal. They're like 2-second crowd controls. Over 2 seconds. Each one of them. So, and she doesn't have Quicksilver Sash. So if they do that to her, and, you know, blow her, they have pretty low damage, but that's the only way you lose, is Vayne dies. So I would probably go Mikhail's here, and I would tell her to get Quicksilver Sash. Boom, there's the taunt. They just don't have enough damage to kill her. That's pretty big heals too, because of the Athenes. Quadric kill. Okay. I mean, it worked out, but that's just something in that situation. She's just so strong. They just don't have any damage there to kill her. Okay, so I'm going to say... Okay, so consider getting Mikhail's once Vayne is huge. Alright, so let's go ahead and finish this up real quickly. I'm making that look because I was hoping I would be able to... Anyways, my schedule is just so crazy right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish this up. So in the post-game... I've got several things to note here that we could help you out with. Okay, so number one, so be careful for the level 2 all-in. So I just explained that. especially if the enemy support has Ignite. So remember, once the first wave goes down and the 3 melee minions on the second wave, whoever does that first is going to hit level 2. So if you want to be aggressive, you want to make a play level 2, you need to help push. You need to be auto-attacking those minions and making sure that you hit level 2 first, and then you can go for, you know, a bubble, W, Ignite if you want to go for a kill. Or you could even go, if you don't want to go for the heal, you could go for the E, land a couple of slows on them with the E, and then that guarantees you're going to hit the bubble, and then go for the kill, Ignite kill there. So it's up to you, but you can either go for the all-in, but if you don't want to do the all-in at level 2 for whatever, you're scared, maybe the jungler's going to be there, maybe they're just going to overpower you, then at least be cautious that they're going to get it and like back up a lot and just wait for them to push you into the tower and then just reset from there. Because that, like I explained before, that's one of the most powerful power spikes in the whole game. And it doesn't seem like a lot, it's just one level, but when they have double the skills that you have, when they have, you know, 15 to 20% more HP than you have, when they get all these like bonuses to damage and resistances and armor and all this stuff, it adds up. It's very, very difficult to beat a level 2 enemy when you're level 1. So just don't do it. Just do not play that game. Just either you get it first and you fight them, or if you're not going to get it, you back way up and make sure they can't fight you for a while. This is particularly against super dangerous lanes like Leona, Thresh, Brand, Zyra, stuff like that. But it's also very important against even something that seems innocuous like Lulu, because her E plus Q, if she took Thunderlords and Ignite, is a lot of damage early on, because she just has to E, Q, auto you, there's Thunderlords, Ignite, and then just auto attack you down with picks. Her auto attack with picks does a lot of damage early on. So just keep that in mind. Go for small trades early rather than all in. Auto plus W plus auto, and then run away. So just auto, W, auto, run. Wait for the cooldown. Auto, W, auto, run. And just keep doing that over and over again until you just wear them down. Like I said, it's probably best to do that to Lulu, because Sivir might spell shield some of that, unless you want to fake her out with your Ws. With your autos, rather. But that's your standard harassment pattern in most lanes. Until you get them down to about 1/3 health, then you can go for the bubble and go for the kill. When you're going for bubble, wait until they go in for a last hit, or they're going in to harass you, or, you know, do something else, and then hit them with the bubble while they're busy and distracted with something else. It's a shot call to get things faster, just to help your team in general understand what to do and to move faster, but especially for Dragon. So someone did shot call for Dragon. I think it was a Shaco, but then people decided they wanted to go try to get kills bottom. That's not wise in general, because they're just probably going to trade their summoners to get away from you, and trading summoner, like getting summoners bot lane in exchange for losing a dragon, is not worth it. Losing an opportunity to take a dragon is not worth it. And then secondly, because you know it's Sivir, Sivir's just going to pop her ult and run away. I don't even think they had to blow summoners, if I'm remembering that correctly. But either way, even if she blew ult and all of her summoners, it's still not worth it. Like, 2 kills for a dragon is barely worth it. I guess if you get those kills, then you can get the dragon, but just take the free dragon. It's right there. Like I said, they can't contest you for it. And the faster you get the dragon, the faster you can get the next dragon. So it helps you snowball out of control with the dragons. It's the dragon snowball. So the faster you get the first one, the faster the next one can come up in 6 minutes. So, you know, just get that dragon, get the ball rolling, get the snowball going, get that happening sooner. So you did position very well in a couple of fights where you started off really low, and that's how you should be positioning every fight. Just try the extreme of this. Just pretend that you're 20% health all the time, no matter what. Okay, so just take it to the extreme just so you practice good positioning. There might be some cases where you do need to step up and get a bit more aggressive when you're trying to finish up their, you know, back line or something in some cases. But the vast majority of the time, you need to be playing like you're at 20%. You need to be playing really far back and just using your W on allies, have it bounce around, use your E to buff them up, and just use your Q just to hit whoever's trying to dive your AD carry. So you don't need to be trying to land Qs on their back line. Don't be trying to Q their Sivir or whatever else. Don't be trying to auto-attack Darius. Just stay really, really far back and just use your abilities on your allies. Okay, this also helps with coin, because when you have coin and people are moving towards you, they get an extra 8% movement speed, so that's going to help your Vayne kite back faster from people like Darius, like Rammus, and so on and so forth. So it helps your allies kite backwards, it keeps you at a safe distance, and you're really not losing much by doing that, because you want to be using your W on allies anyways, so it doesn't matter if you throw the W on them when you're, 900 back, or if you're just right on top of them. It still is going to hit them, and it still is going to bounce the full distance. And then your E also has like a 1,000 or 1,100 range. So once again, it's going to be on them whether you're 100 range away or 1,100 range away, right? And so why not just use the max ranges? The only thing you're losing out on are potential auto attacks. And it's just not worth it. She's not going to be doing a lot of autos. And a lot of times you're just putting yourself at risk if you get into auto attack range of most champions. Now, if Rammus is coming in, you're not going to be doing a lot of damage to Rammus anyways with auto attacks. But like if someone is on your 80 carry, sure, you can throw a couple of autos on there if you want to, but in general, you need to stay really, really far back. Use your ultimate faster is another thing too. If someone gets engaged on, like Orianna gets pulled by Darius or something, or whatever the case is, Rammus comes in and he's just about to taunt Vayne, just go ahead and use your ult. Just use it and just blow them all back and disengage. You don't have to wait until it's the perfect time to use it. Right? So just use it preemptively because it's very slow. So if, if the fight's about to go down, if someone gets pulled, if someone gets engaged on or whatever, or you just really need to get out of a fight, just go ahead and press that R, just make it happen. So that's something that I would definitely recommend, is using that R a little bit faster in a lot of situations. Okay, so I mentioned this before. Ardent Sensor is very strong. You will see pros rush it. It's because that extra plus 25 on hit, the attack speed and all that stuff is so important in a game that's really tight. So when the score is like 3-3 and one of the supports completes Ardent Sensor and the other one doesn't, then that's a huge power spike. But when Vayne already has Infinity Edge and she almost already has Bork because she's 7 kills ahead, that extra 25 on hit is not going to matter as much. It is good, but it's more important to make sure that Rammus doesn't come down and derail that snowball, right? So it's more important to protect dragons, to make sure Rammus doesn't gank you, potentially to bait barons. Like, Vision does so much to help you, and the only way you lose, really, the only way you're going to lose that fight, like, Vayne's not going to lose a 2v2 ever, right? Like, that extra damage from Ardent's not going to matter. It's overkill, because she's already slaughtering them at that point. The only way that you lose is by Rammus or potentially Ziggs rotating down to kill you. Ziggs really didn't move ever, I don't think, from his mid lane, but Rammus could have been potentially a threat. So, that was mitigated this game, that potential risk, because Shaco spent a lot of time bot lane and Orianna roamed bottom lane quite a lot. So they helped you out to counteract the Rammus from getting the jump on you several times. But having Vision would have certainly helped out there. So there is a time and a place where rushing Ardent is the thing to do. But I think especially in gold, platinum, even low diamond, just get the Vision first. It's way, way more important, because just people are going to be out of position way more. They're not going to know where the jungler is. They're not going to have as good a communication. And games are going to tear wide open much faster a lot of times. There's going to be a lot more kills in general than in professional or really high-level games. And so Ardent is good, but it's not as good as Vision early on in the game. Okay. So don't give the enemy extra kills for bad ally decisions. So just if they're goofing around, if Poppy's trying to run in there and go 1v3 or Shaco's trying to dive into 5 people to assassinate the Sivir, whatever, just let them do it. Just don't you die also. So just sometimes that's one of the hardest things to do, is just let foolish allies die, but that's just what you got to do from time to time. Don't engage in 4v5s. So, if someone on your team dies, just run. Just ping everybody back. Use your wave if you have to. Get everyone back. There's that one fight there where 2 people just died and your entire team was like trying to run back in 3v5. Like, yeah, a couple of them had some low health bars, but there's still 5 of them. They still have summoners. They probably still have summoner heal. They're going to have exhaust. They had the redemption. Like, they've got all this extra stuff. And there's just more of them. So they, someone, an Orianna or, whatever they have, a Ziggs at 10% health is still going to do full damage while he's alive. So his bombs still really hurt. His ultimate still really hurts. So just because they're low in health doesn't mean they can't kill you. So just keep that in mind. Don't engage in 4v5s and definitely don't engage in 3v5s. If they catch you out 4v5, try your best to get out of there as much as you can most of the time. Use your wave, ping everybody back. Okay, so consider getting Mikhail's Crucible once Vayne is very far ahead. And the reason for that is, once again, the only way that you lose is a Rammus Taunt or a Lulu Polymorph. They're just not going to beat you up any other way. Like the AP is good on Athenes, and most of the time I would say Athenes, but just adapting to the game state, once you have like a 15 kill Vayne or whatever it was, you're just not going to lose if Vayne's alive. So all you have to do is keep crowd control off of her, and she's just going to take over. So just go ahead and get a Mikhail's in that situation. Okay, and that's going to be it. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope this helped you out a lot. Vito and anyone else out there that's interested, remember you can email me at thestrategyprofessor@gmail.com if you'd like a coaching video as well. And everyone, have a good day. I'll see you next time.